You're listening to the Cheerful Sound Man podcast. It's a show for event professionals about the adventures of producing stellar events with a smile. Today, we're letting John ask Eric 5 quick questions about production and business. So next week, we'll actually flip it and reverse it and let Eric ask John 5 quick questions. Now, this next part is just for people who have Instagram. Sorry, if you don't, then please just don't listen for the next 15 seconds. But if you do have Instagram, then just please take a second, go follow us on there at The Cheerful Sound Man. Not only will you find out exactly when the next episodes are going to be dropping, but also we occasionally do surveys and actually take questions from our Instagram audience to answer on the shows. So please take a second and do that at The Cheerful Sound Man on Instagram. All right, let's go to the 5 quick questions.
Eric, what is your recommendation for shoes in the production industry?
For shoes? I hear good things about Red Wing boots shoes. I have not made the plunge myself yet, though, because they have steel toes, but they're supposedly much more sneaker-like in fit. Mm-hmm. I'm not wearing them today, but I like the On shoes a lot just for comfort. Provides you 0 toe protection, though. Yeah. So if you're just like, maybe it's already set up and you're just teching today, maybe wear the Ons, right? Very, very light. If you're more like building, definitely need some boots or something with a nice sturdy toe in them. Mm. Yeah.
This industry has a way of removing toes.
Yes, it does.
Excellent.
Or pinky fingers.
Yes.
I'm sorry, which way were you pointing there? I could.
It's for the camera.
Tell. Oh, okay. I couldn't actually tell.
They both go that way.
Yeah.
Next question, Eric. What is your go-to sound or song mixing when you're mixing a room?
Oh, to like
test.
To test a room, like test a sound system in a room. Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes, is a go-to, as well as this. My buddy Pete from Tallahassee got me hooked on Rosanna by Toto. Mm-hmm. Which is a low-key banger, but also it's just like produced perfectly, like the full spectrum. You can really hear.
Yeah, so everyone has their own songs.
Yeah, you got your own little
Chips. What is Chips? Chip has a go-to.
Hey, Chip.
What song do you tune the room with? Steely Dan.
Which one? Steely Dan, he's got to think, and then he plays some AC/DC if there's some subs.
I know Drew's is.
What's that? It's like the funky
Uptown
one.
Funk.
No, it's not Uptown Funk. It's
some Bruno Mars song.
Is it?
But he always does the
He's
same one.
got some obscure funk song.
Because he knows, it's like a Bella Fleck song, but it just has all the frequencies he knows.
You want to go with something that's got,
that
how really like you hear the whole spectrum of the PA. That's also why I like Toto, though, and a lot of guys actually use Africa. Like Matthew uses Africa a lot of times, because
what was it? 819. A19.
There you go, Steely Dan. A lot of guys use Steely Dan. That's actually a very common one. A lot of guys use Toto. Peter Gabriel is a common one in Genesis. So a lot of these come down to like records that were produced that are really like wide spectrum, so like Genesis and Peter Gabriel, he tends to use that like really low, the chapstick or whatever, the super low bass. And so he plays really low, and then they also have a lot of like synth and stuff up really high, and so you get a really good feel for the system.
If you remove drywall, just put Subtronics on.
Yeah.
Also remove some drywall. Okay, Eric, your next question is, if you could choose, what band would you really want to mix for that you haven't gotten to do so?
What band would I really want to mix for? Probably first and foremost would be Ziggy Marley.
We'll do a live and dead.
Oh, dead is Bob Marley, hands down.
Okay.
But with today's gear, God, it would suck to mix Bob Marley on equipment that was available when Bob Marley was alive.
Yeah.
Which is why those live shows mostly don't sound great.
Has the most famous mic feedback of all time.
Yep, 1K feedback in the middle of No Woman, No Cry. It's Otherwise, one of the
Recorded
greatest
forever.
recordings of all time.
Yep.
That monitor engineer is legendary, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah, infamous.
So Dead, Bob Marley, live, actually probably Florence and the Machine. I love her voice. And also very thick synth work, as well as they do a lot of cool work on the drums with mallets live. And probably the best mix I've ever seen was her live in like a little small amphitheater. And so I don't want to replace the guy who did it because it was the best mix ever. But if he moved on and wanted to make something else, that would be
Put me in,
that would
coach.
be my dream job for sure.
Sweet. Okay. What's the biggest misconception you've seen an artist or band have about live production?
It's usually related to speed of setup, I would say. A lot of times, and this goes for seasoned vets as well as it tends to be more up-and-comers or new folks, but yeah, thinking we can get stuff done very fast, or thinking we can make major changes very fast would be kind of a big misconception, I think. The big one being major changes. So like, hey, we got everything ready, and then they show up and they're like, no, everything needs to change. And you're like, you do realize we've been setting up for 4 hours. We didn't just get here.
Yeah, we have all these IEMs for us to use. Just throw them in there.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, and we brought our own split, and we brought our. Okay, we'll just unpatch everything. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, or that it's easy. Sometimes we don't get that a lot, but sometimes I've had a few people think that the job is a lot easier until they got in and did it themselves, from the musician front.
Right.
And they're like, oh, this is a lot more than just like I know a little bit about music, you know.
From the promoter side, that list is endless. For what a promoter thinks,
Yes.
that list is endless.
Oh, we can just add this. That's 7,000 pounds worth of stage decks and a whole nother trailer.
Yeah.
No, we can't just add that. Sorry.
You mean 4 speakers won't be enough for 2,000 people?
No.
Wait, what?
No, I don't think it will be.
And your last question is, who would you consider your biggest hero of business owners, and business savvy people?
Oh, business heroes. There's a lot of business people I look up to. I would say in my immediate life, actually, my father-in-law, who's now retired as a contractor, was a huge influence on me. I worked for him for a couple years, just like in his office, helping him out, and that greatly shaped, how to run a business. And he ran a very successful business, never had debt at all, built houses, didn't have lines of credit and everything else, just was able to keep rolling and do great. So that'd be kind of my local hero, and he's also just a great man, great integrity and whatnot. As far as like big figure people, I don't know, because I follow a lot of people and I like a lot of people, but I don't really. It's more like take a little bit from this person, like Russell Brunson, the ClickFunnels guys. I've been listening to a lot of his marketing stuff lately, but I don't know that I don't want to have a info marketing business necessarily. You know what I mean? So there's like little bits and pieces. I like Gary Vee's content and stuff a lot. I like his general mindset and mentality, but again, I don't want to be like Gary Vee. So, I guess hopefully that's a good answer.
It will suffice.
All right. It will have to, because that's my answer.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Cheerful Sound Man podcast. We really hope you enjoyed it and maybe even got a little something out of it too. If you did, we'd love if you could subscribe and leave a review on Apple or Spotify podcasts. That would really make our day. Also follow us over on Instagram at The Cheerful Sound Man. Stay tuned for the next episode dropping soon. And until then, don't suck and don't be a jerk.